I have worked with over 140 e-commerce businesses, and our average client sees a 22 to 50% lift in their monthly revenue, all coming in from our email marketing strategies. Even right now, after Q4, which is normally one of the worst months for e-com simply because everyone already spent their money, we made one of our clients, Southern Taters, $30,000 in revenue, which was 50% of their total monthly revenue. We made one of our clients, Algo RX, $214,000 in the last 30 days, and we made another client $224,000 in revenue. Now, one of the biggest reasons why we are able to drive these types of results is because we dial in our abandoned cart sequence. This is one of the highest performing email flows for any e-commerce brand, and if you are watching this, you might already have some type of flow and pretty much a generic flow set up, but you're not sure if it is working properly or if it just flat out sucks and it's not converting for your brand. And after auditing and looking over hundreds of flows for brands over the last few years, I could tell you with confidence that most brands are losing thousands of dollars every single month because their abandoned cart flow is just complete trash. They typically just have one email that says, hey, you left something in your cart, and that's basically it. They don't use any social proof, they don't provide any incentives, they just have nothing in there other than just reminding them that they left something in their cart. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a high converting abandoned cart flow from complete scratch. I'm going to walk you through the full setup, show you how to build and design all the emails, and break down our 4 email strategy that actually converts. But before we jump into the actual setup, let me explain why the abandoned cart flow is so critical. And you have to think about it logically. This person already went to your website, they saw it, they loved what you actually were selling, they added it to their cart, and now you know that this person is interested. But life got in the way, maybe somebody called them, maybe they got some notification, maybe, I don't know, something happened where they just actually didn't purchase. Now all you need to do is just give them a few reminders to actually push them to convert. But if you don't have a solid abandoned cart flow in place, then that's just never going to happen, and that person is never going to buy on your website. You most likely only have one email in your abandoned cart flow, and it's just some generic reminder. In 2026, that's not nearly enough touch points to actually convert somebody who is on the fence, and we'll actually go back to how many touch points you actually need in just a second, but just stay with me real quick. Another big issue is that most brands are not providing any type of discount or incentive to these customers. They're basically just making these half-ass attempts to basically pester them and basically just beg them to actually make their purchase on their site. And I am a very strong believer that any revenue is better than no revenue. I don't believe in not giving out any type of discounts. Everybody is looking for some type of discount, and if somebody's not buying at full price, you need to give them a real reason to actually come back and make that purchase. And the third thing that most e-commerce brands are not leveraging in their abandoned cart flow is social proof. They're not showing off any testimonials, any reviews, nothing to actually build trust with these people. And you have to think about that this person is at the bottom of the awareness funnel. They're basically right there. All you have to do is just show off some amazing social proof just to give that final nudge and actually drive some conversions. It's the best ammo that you have as a business for customers that are at the very bottom of the funnel that need that kind of final push. So let me show you how we fix all of these issues that you're probably going through with our 4-step abandoned cart flow. Now we have a 4 email abandoned cart flow, and the reason why we use 4 emails is because every single email has its very own purpose. Email number 1 is going to be a simple reminder 30 minutes after they abandon their cart. When somebody is this early and they just abandon their cart, you don't need to give any type of discount. That's what most brands do, and it just instantly kills your margin. All you need is a simple reminder to get them back to their cart. Email number 2 is going to be sent out a day later, and this is going to be a social proof email. We're going to give them a gentle nudge with some of your best reviews or testimonials. This is going to build more trust inside of your products and your overall service as a business. Email number 3 is going to be sent out a day later, and we're going to be giving them a mystery discount. And this is super interesting because simply what we're doing is we're saying, hey John, get up to 40% off, use code mystery at checkout. In reality, we're only giving them 10, 15, maybe 25% off. But what we're seeing is that most people go back to their cart, put in the code mystery to see what they're actually going to get. And even though it's not that 40% off, we're still seeing people purchase because they actually got value out of it at the end of the day. And they went through all of these little micro steps. And finally, the 4th email that we're sending out is going to be just a reminder on that mystery discount, which we send probably like 1 or 2 days after the previous email. Now, rather than just yapping about how great the strategy is, I want to walk you through each one in more detail, show you how to set this up in Klaviyo, and on top of that, show you some real results using this exact sequence. Now, real quick, if you want this entire abandoned cart flow built for you, along with all the other core flows for your brand, all for just a one-time payment, you can book a call with my team using the first link in the description. We've done this for over 140 e-commerce businesses, and we'll handle everything from the design, the setup, and the entire optimization. Now, we don't charge any retainer or anything like that. It's just a one-time payment, just like how how I said. Even if you have some questions for us and you're not 100% sure if you actually need this setup, click the first link in the description to actually book a call. I will just audit your entire system and actually show you if our abandoned cart flow is going to move the needle for you or not. And I know another call is the last thing that you want, but trust me, I'm with you on that. But it's genuinely no pressure of a conversation. If it just makes sense, then we'll move forward. If not, you'll just leave with some good tips for your email marketing. Anyways, let's get back to the video and into the setup. All right, now what I'm going to show you is some of our abandoned cart flow examples. Then I'm going to show you some results we've actually gotten with this abandoned cart flow, and then how you could actually set it all up yourself. So if you remember, the entire sequence was a simple reminder, social proof, a mystery discount, and a mystery discount reminder. And here are just about, 5 brands or so that we've actually done this for. Once again, we've done this for over 140 e-commerce businesses, but this is for one of our clients, AlgoRx. As you can see, we're just doing a very, very simple reminder here, like, hey, we're missing some order details from you. Enter in your missing info. Saw you're loading up your cart, but we never saw your order come through. As you can see, very, very high level, just simple reminder, just trying to get them back to their cart. We then have a little SMS, basically doing the same thing as we did right here, just in an SMS, and like we're actually just texting it to them. Then we're like, hey, are you still thinking it through? Return to your meds. Maybe hearing from others will actually help. So we have our Trustpilot reviews that we're actually talking about here and actually showing some things. So actually build more trust with these actual people. Then return to your cart and let our professional team handle the rest. And then we just have multiple CTAs throughout the exact email as well. We have one at the very top and one at the bottom. Next is going to be our mystery discount. So our tech guy has a little surprise for you. You can mess with the copy a little bit to actually make it stand out. But essentially, for this one, we just have like, hey, our tech guy has a little surprise for you. Use code mystery at checkout. From there, we're doing 1 to 20% off. And then test my luck. We just have like a reminder right after that. So our tech guy surprise for you expires tonight. Use code mystery at checkout to score up to 20% off. So that was going to be for one of our clients. And we did the same thing over here. So like your recent selections from SBMTX is still waiting. Simple reminder, simple SMS reminder as well. Still thinking about your cart. Don't just take our word for it. We have all of our reviews. Then we have our mystery discount over here as well with the reminder. And this exact flow has drove millions of dollars in revenue for our clients. I am telling you, this sequence does work and you want to implement it for your business immediately. Here, let me just go over this one very quickly as well. Hey, did you mean to pause your order? Complete your order right here. We have one button at the top, another one right under that. Then we just have some more trust badges. It's very, very simple. A reminder. We don't want to overthink it. All we want to do is say, hey, you didn't purchase, come back and actually make your purchase. That's all we're basically saying here. SMS is going to be the same thing. Email number 2, people love the tea that you actually have in your cart. From there, we have all of our different reviews over here. We like to have at least 3 to 5 reviews inside of a social proof email. Then we have our mystery discount as well as the mystery discount reminder. All right, so now let me show you some results for our client. So this client right here in the last 30 days, our abandoned checkout flow has made them $25,000. Their total brand does around $500,000 a month. And this flow is making around 4% of that, which is exact KPI where you want to be at. That is our benchmark, 4 to 6% when it comes to an abandoned checkout flow. Now here's another one of our clients. In the last 30 days, they've done $239,000 in revenue, and our abandoned cart flow has done around $20,000 because we have 2 different ones right here. You might see a lot of red. Once again, it is post Q4. We're seeing a lot of red numbers across the board, but this flow is still generating them a lot of revenue. As you can see, our emails overall have done 30% of their total revenue. Now let me show you one more client. Now here's another brand. We've done around $100,000 total in the last 30 days. And our abandoned cart flow has an $8,700 of that, which is around 8% of their total revenue, all coming in from this one flow. All right, so now let me go ahead and show you how to actually build this abandoned cart / checkout flow, how to actually do it inside of Klaviyo so you can basically build it out for your business. So I'm inside of our Fluid Creatives account. This is where we have all of our like flow skeletons. And I just want to break down exactly how to do this. So just to go over like our entire like sequence, we have a 30-minute delay after somebody is basically started checkout. We have a 30-minute delay. And as a profile filter, you always want to make sure it says place order 0 times since starting this flow. This is a very important filter simply because we don't want to keep sending emails out to people who have already purchased on your site after they have been inside of this flow, because that's just going to annoy them. So we want to make sure we have that filter in place to weave out the people who have purchased already. We're going to wait 30 minutes, shoot out the first email. Then from there, we're going to wait 2 hours. We're going to have a conditional split right here. This is basically going to say when somebody has placed orders 0 times since starting this flow, if they have placed orders 0 times, which means that they still have not purchased from us, they're going to continue going through this flow. If they have purchased from us, as you can see, they just get sent out to the void. Now, after this, we're going to see if they have opened this first email or not. So this is going to say right here, this is another conditional split. This is basically saying when somebody has opened email at least once since starting the flow. If they have, then we're just going to wait a whole other day just to actually shoot out the social proof email to them. But if they have not opened our first email, we're going to immediately shoot that out to them again. This email right here works phenomenally, especially for those people who just don't really check out their emails, or if we just caught them at a bad time on their first one. It's a really good, great like second reminder just to shoot that reminder email to them again. From there, we're going to wait 22 hours, basically waiting a whole other day. Then we're going to have our second abandoned checkout email, which is going to be that social proof. We're going to wait a day. And after every single time delay, we always want to have a conditional split that if they have placed an order or not. And if they have not, we're just going to keep them going through the rest of this flow. And if they have, then we're just going to kick them out entirely. Then we're going to have our mystery offer right here. We're going to have another time delay, the conditional split to see if they placed an order or not, and then our very final email. And then on the same thing, you just want to basically duplicate these emails onto this branch as well. Simply because we have like our abandoned checkout email number 1 v2, which was basically like the first email just sent out again. Then we just want to continue, basically just copy whatever emails we have here into here. So this is the entire skeleton of how you want to build out your actual logic for these flows. But now let me show you how to take your actual design-based emails and put them inside of Klaviyo. But now let me show you how to take your Figma designs and put them inside of Klaviyo here as well. So if we just go back to this Figma file, let's just choose, I'm not sure, let's choose one of these emails right here. So now going back into the design, I'm just going to choose this one for the sake of this video. But essentially what we want to make sure we're doing inside of our abandoned checkout flow is showing them what they actually left in their cart. So this is like a placeholder image that we just had for our clients just because we wanted to show them what it actually would look like. But essentially what we want to do is make this image dynamic, which is going to basically break or make your entire abandoned cart flow. So basically if you are in a design tool like Figma, all you want to do is click on this little drop down, click on slice. This is going to allow you to take little slices and kind of mini images of your entire sequence. So what we're going to do here is basically just click on this and then basically just start snipping this entire email. So I'm going to take a little snippet of that. I'm going to take a snippet of the actual button right here. Then from there, I'm just going to do a snippet of this entire bottom section and the footer as well. So I'm just going to take this and then also for these little icons at the bottom, we actually have to make that inside of Klaviyo. So I'm not going to snip that. So what I have so far is I have this very top part. I don't have this image because we want to make this a dynamic image. I have this entire button right here, as well as this button with the bottom part, as well as the bottom footer image as well. As you can see on the left side, we have all of our slices. All I'm going to do is click Shift, press on all of the slices, and then actually export them. Now basically what we're doing is we're just taking this entire email and basically cutting it up into different images so we could then put that inside of Klaviyo. So going back into Klaviyo, I don't want you to actually go in and have to code in all your dynamic images, all that sort of stuff. It's just a complete headache. You don't have to go through that. All you have to do is click on Create Flow at the very top right here. From there, we want to find our abandoned checkout flow. So we could just do it right here, abandoned checkout reminder or abandoned cart reminder as well. We could do that. I just don't think I have that trigger set up. So I'm just going to do abandoned checkout for the sake of this video. From there, I'm just going to click on Use Template, and this template will automatically give us the dynamic text as well as the dynamic images as well. So right here, I'm basically just going to help you set up this entire sequence just like how we already make our entire sequence already. So right here, we have our checkout started. We're going to have the allow reentry after a 7-day period. So this is basically saying that this person is not allowed to come back into this flow after 7 days. Then we have our place order filter already made. Now I'm going to take this time delay and turn it into 30 minutes. From there, I'm going to just take this email, put it at the top here, and just remove this conditional split. Just going to remove both paths. And then I'm going to take this email, click on Edit the Template. And essentially, as you can see, this is going to be our table. So this is going to be a table that's going to show the products all that sort of stuff. I don't have any products linked on this account right now, but if I click on preview and test, it'll probably show somebody who had actively gone in, started checkout. Maybe they placed an order, maybe they didn't, but it'll show actually what's inside of their cart. What you want to do here is star this as a universal content and just search up abandoned cart table. And now you could use this in any email. So essentially, I'm just going to remove this. And now to actually build out your entire sequence, what you want to do is essentially remove all of this other fluff. So remove all these other sections. Basically, you just want to have the table, and that's basically it. So I'm going to remove this, remove that. And all I'm going to do now is take this image, put it inside of here. And then I'm going to say select image, upload, and then take our first slice that we had right here, which was this one. You could actually go ahead and compress it. So you don't want the images to be too big, but we want to be able to compress this image right here. From there, what we could also do is just splice these up into like basically smaller images and link those. For the sake of this video, I'm just not going to do that, but you can do that very easily simply by using the same method. So now all I'm going to do is just click on duplicate right here, move this under the actual dynamic section, and then we'll click on replace and then add in the other images. So I'm just going to bulk add all the rest of these three. Make sure they're all compressed and then upload all. And then what I'm going to do here is just take slice number 16, which is going to be the red button. I want to link it on the same way. So every single image is going to have this link, which is going to be the event.extra.checkout_URL. This is going to be a dynamic link that is going to take them back to their cart. So I'm going to make sure that this image has it with the alt text of continue checkout. I'm going to make sure this top image also has it as well. Then I'm just going to duplicate this, and now it's going to automatically have this kind of a link address already on there. I'm going to add in number 17, and then I'm also going to add in the last image right here, and then just delete this. Then you could also just add in all of your social media links at the very bottom of this email as well. And essentially, what you want to make sure you have is every single image has this entire link address on there. You want to have your dynamic table, which is going to automatically update based on what they actually have inside of their cart. And then from there, we want to have the continue checkout as well as all the rest of the images and the text inside of there as well. Now we just have this big block of text that we just need to add. I'm just going to copy this, click right here, click on add in this little text block. Basically just paste this in and make sure we're pasting with formatting. And then we just want to make sure that we have all of our fonts the same as well. So this is going to be just regular 45. Let's just make sure we have that. We do not have that on for this account. So what I'm going to do is just make this DM Sans. This is a very good font that we like to use, and I like to make this 18 font as well. So what I also like to check is on the mobile, how does it look on mobile? If you want to make different font sizes for mobile and one for actual desktop, what you can do is duplicate this, and on one of them we only want to display it on desktop, and then for this one we only want to display it on mobile. And now I can make these changes of like let's say we want this to be like size 15. That looks a little bit better. And then this one on desktop is actually just going to stay the same at 18 pixels right there. So this is the entire way of setting up all of your emails. This is just one example right here. Now all you want to do is just wait 2 hours. From there, add in your conditional split. So you're going to add in the conditional split right there. We're going to make sure that this person has not placed an order. So you're going to click on what somebody has done or not done. This person has placed order 0 times since starting this flow, and we're just going to click on save. And then we want to make sure all of our emails go into the yes path, simply because we don't want to email people who have already placed an order, and which is going to be right here. And then we want to have another conditional split, which is going to be if they have opened the email or not. So if this person has opened email at least once since starting this flow, and then if they did not, if they did not open this first email inside of the flow, what we want to do is just clone this. Once it is cloned, we want to add it right here. And then we can move email number 2 to the other section and then just copy it over. So I hope this makes sense. I know the conditional splits can be a little confusing sometimes, but I'm going to put a little screenshot right here of what the exact setup looks like for you, just so you could go ahead and easily copy it. But once again, the setup is very easy. All you want to do is just make sure that you're sending up the reminders. If they don't open it, you're going to send it over again. And if they did, you just want to go through the rest of the sequence, shooting every single email after every single day. So that is how you build a high converting abandoned cart flow from complete scratch. Now, if you want to see an entire overview of all the other core flows that you need to have set up, check out this video where I break down the complete 22 email flow system that has generated millions of dollars in revenue across all of our clients. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you over there.